What's a typical off season look like for you? I know a lot different now that you're going to the playoffs every year, as opposed to maybe with your days with the
Yeah.
Anaheim Ducks. How often are you on the tobacco farm? I know Elliot Friedman likes to bring that up every podcast. How you and your tobacco farm and your family.
Well, I'm not on the farm very often anymore.
See,
So
there you go.
it's I get a lot of hype on that, but that's all my old man. He's still running the farm and working on the farm. I'm not there very often, so especially the last two off seasons, they're so short. Um, we're up in Muskoka now, and this has been our first two summers. So again, we've been scrambling to move in here and get organized and all this stuff, and it seems like we're just driving around a little bit with our head cut off at times. So it's fun being up here to try and relax and kick back, but it is nice to kind of be out of the city and up here where it's just it's so enjoyable to be.
And how often, when you get your training going, how often are you in the gym, on the ice? What's that? Because I know you got there are a bunch of boys out there that you can skate with and work out with, but how often are you usually gym, ice? How's that work for you?
Yeah, so I just started back again this week training, and it's kind of light into it, but again, we're so crunched for time, you kind of have to
Yeah.
expedite things. And Brandon and I actually we work out together here at my place. We got a gym here, which is nice. Everything that you try to make sure that there's everything you need here to be able to do everything that is needed, and then I'll probably start skating in another couple of weeks. Sam Gagne runs the Muskoka hockey group up here, and there's a lot of NHL guys that go out to it, which is great because it just makes the quality of skates better. And again, it's just trying to make sure that you have everything around you to be prepared for another season. And he's really done a good job of applying his expertise and really pushing guys to come up and skate and make sure, because he knows firsthand, what everybody needs to prepare.
Yeah, I mean the turnaround's really, really quickly. Especially after playing in long postseason runs yet again. We were just talking before he came on about Corey Perry ending up in Los Angeles. How weird's that going to be for you, being teammates with Perry, and now he's on the opposition? And dude, we could be staring down a first round matchup again, LA and Edmonton, of course.
Oh yeah, I mean you may as well lock it in already, I guess. But Pears is. I played with him in Anaheim too. He's a
Yeah.
great teammate. He's a guy that's willing to do everything, willing to do all the hard things, and he's there. Off the ice, he's one of the first guys there every day. He's in the gym. He's doing what he needs to do. I'm learning as you're getting older in this game. Like you have to do like more and make sure you're on top of everything in order to perform on the ice. And he's a guy that does that every single day. He knows what he needs to do in order to be a difference maker for a team. And he's not, you can see over the past number of years, he's not afraid to accept any kind of role on a team to be a part of that team. And then he's effective in that too. I mean, he had a great playoff, and, not shocked that a team like LA wanted him. I think teams that play against him in the playoffs, they see how valuable he is. And if they get a chance to bring him in, they do. And, he's done it for a very long time, and he just, I don't know if there's an end in sight for that guy.
Yeah, getting up there, but a lot of guys the careers are elongating even more going into the 40s. You touched on it, obviously being in Anaheim, now in Edmonton the last couple of years. What's that adjustment been for you personally, and just market wise, a little bit quieter in Orange County versus Alberta, but how wild has that experience been, playing in front of the crowd up there in Edmonton?
Well, I mean, it's been great. That was something that I had never really experienced in my career until I was traded there. And then again, a big part of the reason to re-sign and go back. Obviously, the team's been great every year and makes playoff runs, which is awesome to be a part of. But to be able to play in front of the fans that we have every night, it's great, and it can be a difference maker. And you see how important the game is to everyone there. And around the city and stuff, people just they just love the Oilers, and there's no, they're just like another player for how much they love that. And I had great fans in New Jersey and great fans in Anaheim, but it's on a different level. And you've been there in playoffs, and it's just crazy. It's got to be the
Yeah.
loudest building in playoffs, and everything that goes into it, and how much the community and the fans get behind the team is special, and that doesn't happen everywhere the way it happens in Edmonton.
Rico, in these parts, as you know, we cover the Maple Leafs. So a lot of the dialogue after they lose in Game 7 again, this time in round 2 to the Panthers, was about the market pressure. Do you subscribe to that? Do you believe that, even as an outsider? I mean, you're familiar with the area as well, and also you're familiar with the whole story in Edmonton. Like it's really, really loud, and obviously, people are very passionate about their team.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I grew up in the area, so you kind of understand. Again, what it means to be a Maple Leaf compared to same as an Oiler, like what it means to people, and they bleed that team, and it's every single night. What everybody's doing, everybody knows what the team is doing, what the guys are doing, and the pressure part of it, I don't know. I think you can. There's guys that there's more pressure on, and you see the certain guys that are in the media every single day, and they have to talk and do all these sorts of things, and it can add up. I'm like a depth guy in Edmonton, so I don't have to do as much, or maybe there's not as much pressure. But again, as an athlete, you have to be able to put that pressure on yourself to perform, and try to be a difference maker in a positive way, really every single night. Because again, there's always guys that are coming for your job, and you learn as you go that it is a job at the end of the day, but you have to prepare, or you have to perform. And fans expect that just the same as you should expect it as a player. And it's something that I think as a player that too you can embrace, and really fall in love with that city. So I think it's just one of the things that every single player probably deals with a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. And I know I've been trying to lure you to Toronto for like 10 years, and they're like, fuck, Nick, you just be too hard on me, and I can't handle that. And Rico, I understand that. But there's one thing I did want to ask you before we wrap here. The new CBA,
Fucking
dude,
guy.
had me chuckling. Like the whole fitness testing thing, like, and maybe it just shows my age being mid 30s. Like, the level of entitlement these days is hilarious to me. But the dress code is what caught me. What are the chances that 98% of the league still wears a suit? And will you deviate from wearing a suit, Rico?
Well, I get enough flack because I wear like the same two every time, and so I don't have. If you can find me a clothing deal, then I'll wear something else. But I've been on that side of not buying new suits because I have about 10 or 20 in the closet here that I haven't even busted out. So, I bet you most guys will still wear suits. Again, it's like. If you want to see me walk in my regular clothes, then nobody's going to be impressed. And they're going to think this guy's an athlete, that kind of thing. Um, so I catch enough flack for my fashion in Edmonton from the boys, and also my wife too. So we'll see. Maybe if some fashion deals come my way, then I won't be wearing a suit.
Can I get you to wear someone make a trade T-shirt, Nick Alberga special? Could that ever happen?
Yeah. Well, you never know. You never know. I'm always listening in the car ride to the rig too. What's going on? That's how I stay in touch with what's going on around the league.
I know you do. I know you do.
Just don't
Just
wear
to
that
wrap.
shirt near Stan. Yeah.
Hey, dude, the GMs love me because I embrace trades. I get it. I just wanted to wrap by asking you about your father-in-law. Like, I know I bring this up every time, but it is a Leaf show. Stumpy Thomas, that's so cool. What's he like? Do you lean on him for advice, or?
Yeah, I mean, at times, he's a guy that's been through it all, and same as me, and so it's nice to be able to have him there, to talk to somebody that's been through it. Now, he's just one of the guys. Like, he's just there. It's like the hockey players, even in retirement, they're still the same. They just love to have a good time, love to chat, love to be around everybody, and he's been an awesome grandpa, and I think that's been a highlight for him the last few years. And that's where we lean on them quite a bit. They come out to Edmonton. They were in Anaheim too, helping us out a lot with the kids and that sort of thing. And even here in Muskoka and Toronto as well. So he certainly comes in handy a lot for me up here and watching the kids and just being grandpa, which is awesome.
Wicked. So coming up again on Monday, July 14th, 5th annual Henrique Montour Golf Classic in support of local charities. Appreciate your time today. Have a great rest of your summer. We'll talk soon, okay?
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you having me on.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long-form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Roseau. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.